What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Rolling North podcast. Today, it's just me and Geeky Boy. I would give an excuse for why Miller's not here, but it's straight up just because the NFL's dead, and he doesn't contribute much in conversations where we're not talking about the NFL, and so the plan is just to not have him around, his own design, just so he wouldn't have to sit there and play with a little minifigure of some sort.
Or just
while we
rage
record
bait
and talk. Yeah, or maybe he's just trying to make Geek mad. Yeah, maybe it would just be him piping in every once in a while just to be like, Geek's team sucks because I don't know why, but I just know they do. And so, yeah, and so me and Geek are just going to talk about mostly the MLB, the NBA. I'll probably pipe in some NHL and WNBA stuff. And then we will, we'll go from there. Next week we are doing a mailbag, though, so you should probably check Twitter, because by the time this episode's up, I think we'll probably have tweeted. So go drop some questions, because it's the off season. We need content, so I'll do that. But before we get into all that, Geeky Boy, how are we feeling today?
As you know, because I responded so late to the group chat, my phone died because so I have a so my other phone was dead. This one just stays like on mute at all times. My iPhone, the one that I like talk to people on, but my Galaxy Fold was just supposed to be sitting on the wireless charger next to my bed. And it was like sitting on it, but it wasn't all the way on it. So it just died. And that's the phone that is my alarm clock. So my alarm just never went off. And I woke up and I was like, damn, I woke up before my alarm. That's crazy. I grabbed my phone and went, oh, fuck, it's 5. And that's bad. So that was fun. Then I walked and got coffee and then have been working.
Having a Starbucks in walking distance must be nice.
Dude, it is literally a block away.
I can drive. It's like a 5-minute drive, but I would love to be able to just walk down the street and grab a coffee. So
right,
must be a vibe.
So great.
What's the Starbucks order while we're at it? What do you?
God.
I'm assuming you're just like a basic kind of coffee guy. Don't seem to me like a very much like a bunch of added stuff guy.
Pretty much. This is I don't understand their sizing at Starbucks. I think it's a large vanilla sweet cream cold brew.
Oh, their cold brew is so good,
yeah.
Dude. I love their cold brew.
Yep.
Yeah.
And gotta be large, because both the smaller sizes, like if you go to the smallest size, it is a whole 30 cents cheaper. So it's like, you might as well get
Yeah, they don't really distinguish much.
Do the bigger size. It's better.
I don't think Dunkin'
does
either. I don't think either of them really.
Last time I went to a Dunkin' was in the convention center at Vegas in TwitchCon 2023, and every coffee was $13.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude. Vegas, Dunkin' in a convention center, crazy.
The other option was shitty hotel coffee, and I just couldn't do it. So I was spending $13 a day at Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Awful.
But yeah, I
doing?
actually, since I'm good. Yeah, life is pretty good. I do want to bring up something. I was harassed on Geek Stream earlier.
That's not true.
This week. So I've recently entered into a romantic relationship, right? And so I was in Geek Stream, and I said something about how we had just been hanging out,
yeah.
And she likes From the North. I don't know why. I don't think she's watched too much of it or listened to too much of it. If she had, she'd probably be like, "Why do you talk to these two morons?" And I'd be like, "I don't know.
I just get bullied. I'm just here to get bullied. Why am I a moron? What did I do?"
That's true. Why do you talk to this one punching bag and this other moron? Like, why do you do this, right? Anyway, so she likes From the North for some reason, right? And so I type in Geek's chat and I'm like, hey, like I just got done hanging with my girl. She likes From the North, and Geek, the look on his face when he reads the message is of just pure disbelief. He can't even wrap his head around it. And then he proceeds to say, he took this back, but then he proceeds to say, before me and Miller?
No, I said before. I said just before me. We all are getting one before Miller. Was my specific.
That's what you said, yeah.
Sentence.
It actually ended up being more of a shot at Miller than me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but there was this part of Geek that just couldn't believe it. So
Well,
just putting that out
Jake,
there, I was harassed.
it's okay. This isn't truly a shot at you. I don't know. You never seem to me like the person who's going to have a girlfriend. Not like in a bad way. You're just, I don't know. It wasn't something I was ready for. I didn't even like, you know what I mean? Maybe you don't, but like, I just was not prepared for Jake to be like,
Yeah, okay, yeah, it did kind of come out of nowhere.
it's like, whoa. Well,
I don't
and
really talk about, yeah.
we had been talking, cause like not even 20 minutes before you came in, I was talking about like the different people I'd been talking to on dating apps and stuff and how weird that has been.
Oh,
And
yeah, dating apps are weird. I
because it's
agree.
fun to air
Yeah.
like I obviously wasn't saying who people were or anything, but it's fun to talk about the funny conversations you have on dating apps on stream. It's like I'm not giving any revealing information. Nobody would know, but it's just funny. So we were talking about that, and then you came in with that. It's like, oh my goodness. It's all right. Someday. Probably not, but whatever.
It'll happen before Miller. All you need to know.
You know, I'm I do believe that, but I also don't.
Yeah, but like Miller doesn't leave his house, dude. Like he's got such an advantage. Like you could just walk the streets of Colorado and probably find somebody, right?
The issue is I don't know
Or
how
you
to
can
go
to
up
a
and talk
Rockies
to people.
game.
Like,
Yeah, but Miller doesn't even give himself the opportunity to do that. So
that's
again,
true.
you still have the
I was gonna say
advantage there.
I have
Right?
random conversations sometimes because they like you're standing in an
Right,
elevator and somebody starts
okay,
talking.
listen.
It's like that's a better shot than what Miller's taking.
While we're taking shots at Miller,
Let's
I
do
just
it.
gotta air out some beef
Let's
I've got
keep it
with him.
going.
So Miller's got a Madden league, right?
Oh
And
no.
so I'm not great at Madden. So I'm 0-4 in this league, right? But 3 out of my 4 games would have been a CPU, which is a forced win in Miller's Madden league. But every single time Miller has delayed the sim and scrambled to find somebody to play me, and then I get my butt handed to me, right? But here's the thing. Grayson has 3 wins in the Miller Football Madden League, and 2 of them have been against CPUs. They just let him force win against the CPUs, but every single time I have one, Miller like just scrambles to find somebody to fill the spot. So there's my beef. He
That's
just lets
valid.
Grayson sit back and get 2 wins off a CPU, but every time I have one, he's like, you know what? Let's just find somebody for Jake.
So you know what part of that is? Like I know
I think he
this
finds it
to be short.
funny
No.
for me to be in misery.
It's because
Mental health
Grayson,
and
when there
tyranny.
are people he has to play, Grayson is a bitch and won't
I've heard this.
won't
I
like
haven't really played him
schedule
much.
his games and shit because he's a hoe. So it's more of a I'm sure Miller wants to, but he's just like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just wait until next week. And then unfortunately for you, you're always next week.
That's probably true.
Like
Yeah.
that is my guess. Or maybe Miller is just like, haha, make the Packers fans
Miller-
suffer. That is totally an option. I'm trying
an
to
option.
like
He's
trying to have
single-handedly
faith.
killing Anthony Richardson and AD Mitchell stock, though, so that's on him.
That's tough.
But yeah, so now that we're done making fun of Miller, we can talk about some sports. I suppose we'll begin with the NBA, although I'm sure Geek doesn't really feel like talking about basketball right now. So yeah,
I'm more okay than it's kind of like how I was last year with the Vikings. Because I wasn't expecting us to be good. So the fact that we got to where we did has me pretty like, yeah, it sucks. I wanted to go to the finals. I wanted to see my team win, but we made the conference finals in what was supposed to be not a rebuild year, but a reload year. You know, wait so you can trade Rudy in the offseason and get off some of this money and go get a real second star for Ant because like Cat is the closest thing, and Cat's not a real number 2 star as much as I love Cat. Cat's a Chris Bosh, not a Dwayne Wade.
yeah. But yeah, so speaking of Geek's misery, last night in 5, OKC just almost the Wolves from start to finish in Game 5. No signs of life from Minnesota in an elimination game. And yeah, I think a lot of what's going on with the Thunder is playing a team like the Nuggets with Jam, you doing okay?
So I didn't get to watch any of the conference finals because I don't have ESPN. Um,
Oh, okay.
so I can watch the Eastern Conference Finals because it's on HBO. And prior to this, all
Yeah.
of the Wolves games had been on HBO, so it wasn't a problem. But for the Eastern Conference Finals, it was only ESPN, so I didn't get to watch. So I just was looking at the box score, and every time I do, the way this team is constructed pisses me off. I love Mike Conley. Why the fuck is he playing 30 minutes a game? When Rob Dillingham, he got his first playoff minutes. He had 7 minutes, had
Yeah,
7 points,
I
2
saw
assists, and
the
a
stat
rebound.
line.
Fucking
Yep.
put Rob Dillingham in the fucking game. God damn it. Also, the only time our team ever played good was when Terrence Shannon Jr. was on the court. He had 11 in 16 minutes. Play him more. Fuck. This isn't this hard. It's almost like when your players are playing well, play them more. You know who else played good? Luka Garza. You know who sucks? Rudy Gobert. Put Luka on the court more, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what's going on with the Thunder, and I think this is a big part of the reason why I do believe they're probably going to win the chip, is after the growing up that they had to do to win the finals happened solely because they had to play the Nuggets. And that was just because, like, you had to face one of the best players in the world with a roster with championship experience.
yep.
Just a veteran, talented team centered around one of the best players in the world, and you just had to go out there and you just had to outplay him, right? And so I think that's Chet and J Dub both had to grow up to win that series, and they did. And now that they're grown up, they're monsters. Because that big three combined for 95 points in Game 7. Either Game 7 or Game 6.
Yeah.
I think it was Game 7. Maybe Game 6, because that was a game where Shai had 40 and J Dub had 30. And Chet, yeah. So Game 6, the one where the Wolves almost came back and won it. But then there was like the whole Shy tossing out of bounds and whatever kind of play at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so the Thunder just kind of grew up, and the big three is great. And I mean, the Knicks are currently pummeling the Pacers, but that's probably not going
It's only
to.
Oh, it's a 16-point lead
War,
now.
last I checked.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Knicks are handling the Pacers. I assume the Knicks would get at least one more, but the Pacers are probably moving on.
Did you watch the beginning of that game at all?
The beginning of the Pacers Knicks game tonight?
Yeah.
I haven't watched a single second of it.
So here is a good sign to watch for if you're wondering if the Pacers will win the game or not. You do not need to watch the entire game. Watch Tyrese Halliburton's first shot. If he makes his first shot, the Pacers win. It's a guarantee. Every time. If he misses, they lose. Because if he misses his first shot, he's done. Every time. And
I guess that's kind of a playoff thing to talk about. Tyrese Halliburton is very quickly putting himself in some pretty serious conversations. Triple double in game 3 or 4 against the Knicks. The shot that sent him to overtime that bounced insanely high off the rim, and there's no shot it was going in, and it drops. Hits the choke sign. His dad gets let back into the games after trying to kill Giannis. Like, all of this, like, this stuff seems to be going Tyrese's way. And like, I don't like they were talking about like how every NBA player thinks he's overrated. Like, the stats on that are like 13 players voted him as the most overrated. Like, it wasn't even that many people, really. So, like,
he was just the guy who got the most votes.
It was downplayed. Yeah, it was the guy who got the most votes, right? And so, like, sure, people thought he was overrated, but everybody knows what Tyrese Halliburton is, right? And, like, it's crazy because, like, and we'll talk about this, like, if the Pacers make the finals, both of these teams are built off the back of trading Paul George away.
Yeah.
Because OKC traded Paul George for Shai and a ton of picks, and Shai just won the MVP and is leading them to a finals. And the Pacers traded for Sabonis.
Yep. Okay.
With Paul George. Sabonis develops. They trade him for Halliburton. Now Halliburton's led them to 2 straight Eastern Conference Finals, and on the brink of a finals appearance. Like, both of these teams in the finals could be built off of just trading Paul George. So, if you're the Sixers right now, just trade Paul George, and you'll be in the NBA Finals.
They
It's
won't,
simple
because
math, really.
Joel Embiid can't get to the conference finals.
Wamp, wamp. If there are 0 Joel Embiid haters, I am dead. That is. I
That's
hate
so
that
valid.
guy. Sorry. It just just play basketball, dude. Just play basketball.
My current least favorite player is Shy, whatever. I hate
whatever.
watching him play.
It's so annoying to play to watch play.
He's harder to watch than James Harden was, because at least Harden, like when he was foul baiting, he was actually getting fouled. Like Harden got the shit beat out of him all the time, so I could at least respect it. It's like he's at least getting beat up to take these free throws. He's earned that. I kept saying I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Right, that's not my goal. But if you're the Wolves and Shea's just going to draw a foul every time he's down there, put Joe Ingles in at the beginning of the game and just let him beat the shit out of Shea. If he's going to draw the foul anyways, make him feel it. That matters, but they just don't. Yeah. Some of the fouls piss me off. Nobody touches him. He just falls down. It's like, that should be 2 free throws for the Wolves because you being a bitch. Like, I hate it. I hate watching him play. The Thunder are my least favorite team to watch. And it's not even just Shea. It's more of the way that the refs call games. Because the Thunder's defense, while it's incredible, don't get me wrong, they're allowed to play so aggressive and, like, use their hands so much and do everything they want. But on the other side, the minute somebody looks at a Thunder player, a whistle blows. It's like, just make the whistle even. I don't even care, like, how many free throws there are. Just make the whistle even. Stop letting the Thunder do whatever they want on defense, but then fouling them for looking at them on. Like, that's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, the Thunder's defense is built on just beating people up, right? That's kind of what they do. And yeah, so obviously the T-Wolves didn't put up as much of a fight as I think either of us would have hoped, because I don't want the Thunder to win the ring. They're kind of the one team I didn't want to win the ring. But looking at Pacers-Knicks, I think Halliburton has been just the engine. They're not really much without him. Miles Turner is a turnstile on defense at this point. He's getting flamed.
Yeah.
The Knicks' problem is the Pacers' offense is really good, and when Jalen Brunson and Cat are on the floor at the same time, the Knicks' defense gets real scary. Because Cat has been, at times, not all the time, but at times, like the engine of the offense.
Yeah.
Sometimes Cat there's like a timeout and he just sits there and he's like, I'm 7 feet tall. I'm just going to go in the paint and just start bullying people.
Yeah.
And then, like, nail a few threes because I can.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes he just realizes, like, if I just take the ball in the paint and, like, put my shoulder down, there's nobody in the Pacers who's stopping me, right?
Sometimes Cat just locks in.
So then, right, he just forgets he's 7 foot tall because he's such a good shooter sometimes.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a guard, but also I'm 7 foot tall, right? So, like, once he realizes he's 7 foot tall, he usually locks in. Not defensively though. That's just not this isn't a strong suit.
But it's weird because like the Knicks have done something wrong, and I don't know if it's Thibodeau again or something else. But like last year,
it's probably tense.
Last year, if you remember watching the Wolves, like specifically the Nuggets series last year, the semifinal round against the Nuggets, Cat was constantly like playing perfect defense on Jokic. I think everybody forgets how much hell. Like, yeah, Jokic was still putting up 30 because he's goddamn Jokic, right? And last year, more specifically, he actually had players around him. I know the team hasn't changed, but like in Game 7, you can't put it on Jokic because Aaron Gordon had been the only other player on the team who was any good, and he was hurt. And Jamal Murray forgot how to play basketball, and Michael Porter Jr. sucks. But like last year, all of those guys played good, so you actually had to care about them. You couldn't just sell out for Jokic. But Cat was constantly winning one-on-ones on defense against Jokic. Like, Cat could play defense. I don't know what Tibbs did, because the only time Cat's ever been flamed as a bad defender is when Tibbs is his coach. Happened in Minnesota, happening now with the Knicks. For a defensive coach, he sure doesn't know how to coach Cat to play good defense.
Yeah, part of the reason why guys look bad on defense because of Tibbs is because Tibbs doesn't believe in playing people
That's
very
fair.
much. And so when his starters get exhausted, they just turn into turnstiles
Yeah.
on defense. But the thing is, Mitchell Robinson is really good at defense. Might be his only thing he's good at. But Tibbs refuses to put him in because he doesn't like bench people. And so the interior defense gets shaky when Cat is scoring 30, but then he's tired and Tibbs won't take him out. And so he's just like kind of flailing his arms at Miles Turner while he's trying to defend him, as opposed to putting Mitchell Robinson in just kind of like a demon in the paint
Also,
defensively, right? And so like
maybe playing him at the 4 like Minnesota did with Rudy all the time was just better. Because as a
yeah,
4,
it's
you're
probably
required to do a
yeah.
lot less. Like sometimes he was guarding Jokic, but not most of the time.
They started doing that because they didn't start putting him at the 4, but they started starting Mitchell Robinson at maybe oh no.
Yeah, the
Maybe
current
they did start
today
him at the
Mitchell
4
Robinson
because
started.
Mitch Robinson started at the 5, and they bumped Josh Hart out of the starting lineup and put Cat at the 4. I think is what happened. Um, but yeah, and it's just like, and Tibbs also, it's weird. He put out, I think game 4, he put out 13 different lineups, and 7 of them had never played together as a 5 ever. So
Yeah.
7 of those lineups had never seen the court at the same time as each other. Weird. I don't know why he did it. If there's any time to test it, it's not the playoffs, right? It's not the Eastern Conference Finals against a team that is outplaying you by a lot currently.
Sometimes it
Also,
is. You
Aaron
just got to
Neesmith is
change
really good.
stuff. You just got
Neesmith
to
is really, really good.
true.
That has been a big part of the it's been a big part of the success of the Pacers. I'm not sure how he's doing tonight. Probably not great because the Pacers are getting wailed.
Not a single Pacer
But
has 10 points yet.
right, something. Okay, maybe the Knicks defense is locking in tonight. That's beyond the point. But Aaron Neesmith has been really, really good. And yeah, Siakam was a monster earlier in the series. I'm very excited to see him go for a second ring. Um, Yeah, Rick Carlisle is a really good coach. They again, like the Pacers are kind of like the Timberwolves of the East, except they're winning.
Yeah.
Like that's just about it. Like young superstar taking them to 2 straight conference finals in years where they were seeded below the 3rd seed.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Timberwolves seed was last year. 7, 6, 5, maybe.
I think they were the
Or the
6
6
seed
this
both
year.
years.
Yeah, because the Pacers were the 5 this year, and
Let
the
me.
um Pacers were the 5 this year, and last year they were the 6.
Oh no!
Um,
Last year the Wolves were 3rd.
oh, that's right.
That's right, because they
Still,
finished above
regardless,
Denver
like it.
because they got right.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Not important, but regardless.
Regardless, young superstars engineering their teams to unexpected conference finals appearances.
Yeah.
Like even though the Wolves were 3rd, everyone was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Like,
Yeah.
we'll see. You know, and this year even like everyone was like, huh, yeah, we'll see if they even get past LeBron and Luca, right? Like it, like it's just like nobody had them outpacing LeBron and Luca.
No.
Right? Like
To be fair, that's more of a
rightfully so.
Luca
Like
issue.
LeBron and
but-
Luca on the other end of the floor issue for sure.
Well, I
Yeah.
just mean Luca. Luca looked like the exact thing that the Mavs GM said he was when they traded him. Like, yeah, he's just fat, man. He's not well conditioned. And then you watched the Wolves Lakers series where in the 4th quarter, Luca and Ant are pretty close in age. And in the 4th quarter, one of them still looked like an NBA player and one looked like the old guy at pickup basketball.
The way that I heard it described, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. This during like the end of the games of that series, he looked like a dude who like has been at the Y all Saturday and he's played like 6 pickup games and like the 6th one he's just like okay, and he's just kind of like moving real slow and not really playing defense and just shooting whenever he gets the ball as opposed to like attacking. Luka just needs to lock in on like the LA Fitness diet and get himself right.
I think if the Lakers keep LeBron, like if not the Lakers keep LeBron, because it's not up to the Lakers, it's up to LeBron.
If LeBron keeps the Lakers.
Yes. Yes. Which for now, I think he will. I think he'll just keep signing 1-and-1s until Bryce gets to the league to see what happens.
Because they want him to take a pay cut, but he is not having that at the current
That's wild.
moment. Because why would he?
That's also fair. I wouldn't take a pay cut either.
Build around Luka, which isn't like the most outrageous thing to request of LeBron, but also he's LeBron James. Like,
right.
like pay him. Like,
right. He's one of those guys who's just on a Legends deal at this point. Like, yeah, maybe he's not the player he was. Though LeBron is still easily one of. You can argue where you actually want to put him, but he's easily one of the 15 best players in the world even now, right? Like, he just still is. And so it's like he's still that good, and he's one of the greatest of all time. You're just paying him because of the name at that point, because he's gonna sell tickets. Like that's a big thing.
Speaking of LeBron, this is kind of off topic. Have you heard the cookie story from his time with the Heat?
Oh yeah, was it Pat Riley?
He used to bring cookies on the plane when they played cards, and the year before he left Miami, Pat Riley was like,
No more cookies.
And so LeBron is on the flight with a Ziploc of cookies, and they take it from him. And LeBron, like Dwayne Wade, I just listened to a Dwayne Wade interview, and he was like, "Yeah, LeBron was like a 5-year-old for the rest of that flight. He like threw his cards down, like sat there like pouting, like he wanted his cookies,
dude."
And he's like, "I'm not saying that's the reason LeBron left us, but
he it could have been happy about his also, cookies." I'm sorry, he is the most like well taken care of athlete ever. They had
been to
like.
I don't know when this happened, but if that was his last year, that they had been to 4 straight finals or something. Like, who cares if he's eating cookies on the plane?
Yeah, dude, this isn't a Luka situation. Like, this is the most in shape athlete of all time. Like, what are we doing?
Like, that's like if Luka had been to 4 straight finals with the Mavs, and then Nico
that
Harrison
clip of him taking the beer away from him. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
If he had taken the beer away after 4 straight finals appearances, everyone would have been like,
"What are we doing?"
But like, yeah.
But the Luka LeBron thing, I think Luka's like conditioning and being in shape. I bet he looks better going into next season than he's looked at the beginning of a season ever. Like if LeBron stays, because then
I think
working with LeBron
and JJ will probably
yeah.
I think LeBron and JJ Redick were. Like, because JJ Redick's not really like he's kind of like he'll just like make Luka not be fat anymore.
Yeah.
Like, he'll just be like, listen, buddy, like either you're going to get in shape or I'm going to like, he'll probably just run him until he dies, honestly. Like,
yeah.
Like, I just feel like, and LeBron is just he's not even going to do it like harshly. He's just going to be like, listen, dude, I'm 43 and I'm in better shape than you are. Like,
yeah.
Let's
you might never get into LeBron shape because 90% of humans can't do that. But here's what I do. Here's the path. Follow this, and like, you can play forever, and your body will hold together. Like the fact that LeBron, now that ever since he turned 38, he started getting injuries, but before that, dude never got hurt. Like there's something he's doing that is great. At this point, it's just the amount of miles put on his body, shit's gonna happen. Like it, but like injuries now, and he took 3 weeks off because he like has this very minor injury. It's like, it takes a little bit longer to heal when you're old.
Yeah,
This is not the same. LeBron probably used to be like the pulled groin that kept him out for a month and a half. Yeah, when he was 28, he probably comes back from that in a week. He's not 28 anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if anybody can help Luka like get into the actual like this is what you need to be doing to keep your body ready in the NBA, it's LeBron.
Yeah.
So the Lakers probably want him for one more year just so he can teach Luka how to like.
I would say so.
This is what you do. If Luka can stay in shape, that man will cook the NBA for years.
He will. Yeah. So it does, just to kind of put a bow on NBA talk. Like, it looks like we're barreling towards the Pacers Thunder finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't want to count the Knicks out just yet because they are putting on a show tonight. But I feel like every team down 3-1 does that at
Except for
some
the
point.
Wolves this
Like
year.
except for the Wolves, yeah.
The,
Every team down 3-1 in Game 5 is like, look at us, look at us, look at us, and then the next game they're like they're blown out by 30. So
the
keep an eye
Wolves
out for a 30-point blow.
the Wolves just did that thing. Well, the Thunder did that thing where they started a like game 5 and just punched the Wolves in the mouth, and the Wolves were just like, "All right, man, cool."
Cancun it is.
Yep,
Like,
100%.
I'll book my flight at halftime.
Like,
Yeah.
and more specifically, like, I think having Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert, 3 starters who played a lot, combined for 7 points. Yeah, you're cooked, dude.
Can't do that. Yeah.
You're so
Can't have
screwed.
that. Yep. So yeah, we'll talk more about the finals once it's set. We can probably tell you it's Pacers Thunder. We
Yes.
can predict that it's Pacers because I just wouldn't. I couldn't. Yeah.
Did you see the theory people have about Tyrese Halliburton legitimately making a deal with the devil? Like, so many people are so sold that he made a deal with the devil.
Oh, the Jimmy Irsay thing.
No, before this.
Oh, I was gonna say I saw people saying that like the Pacers just sacrificed Jim Irsay to get to the finals.
No, that
Jim Irsay
I don't.
died right before the Halliburton game.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's a sacrifice. I feel like that's just more of a legend of the city that we're in that has, like, from everything we know, always been cool to like professional athletes and like everyone in Indy.
Jim Irsay, from all the stories I've been hearing post him dying, which sucks.
Yeah,
he's a fantastic guy.
Even before that,
like tons of people's funerals. Like he.
The only issue I ever had was like the DUIs that he got at one point. Like, that's shitty.
Also, like, he showed remorse. And,
yeah.
Like, didn't he? In like, like he never once was like, yeah, man, I was just partying. Like, he always was like, yeah, that probably wasn't a great thing for me to do, right?
So, so I like Jim Irsay is one of the few owners of sports teams where I'm like, that seems like a pretty decent dude.
Especially because one of my favorite Jim Irsay stories is back when Dan Snyder was still around and they were in those owners meetings and Dan Snyder was like, I'm going to blackmail all you guys. I'm going to put all this stuff out. Jim Irsay was just like, dude, do it. Like, everything I've ever done is out there at this point. Like, I just want you gone. Like, I don't care. Right? Like, so good for him for standing up to that wackadoodle who's probably on his yacht somewhere, rotting, hopefully. Or in prison. Maybe he's in prison somewhere.
I wish.
I don't know. He should be. But anyway, what is your theory? Not your theory, but the theory that you presented.
No, have you ever heard the okay, let me see if I can find this real quick. Like the actual deal with the devil. I've just seen a lot of TikTok videos about it, and I'm not gonna look those up right now. But I'm gonna see. There's always a Reddit post, right? Anything that gets talked about on r/New York Knicks, a Knicks fan made a post saying Tyrese Halliburton is a descendant of Satan. Not that he made a deal.
Oh.
But he's like Satan's Jesus. So have you ever heard the saying, the devil resides in Gary, Indiana? Gary's like a ghost town. It used to be like a thriving city, and now nobody lives there, and it's completely dead. So like that's the thing there. But so that's part of it, is just like the devil resides in Indiana, so Tyrese Halliburton could really easily make a pact with the devil. I can't find it on Reddit. I'll send you one of the videos later. We can talk about it next time we do the show. Or we won't. It doesn't matter. But that's the running theory, is he made a deal with the devil to get.
If he hits like a game winner tonight, well, then we'll really have a fuel.
Only down 11. Oh wait, no, that's not true. It just didn't update. Only down 14 now. The comeback is starting.
If they come back and he hits some crazy overtime shot or something, we will have.
I want him to hit the choke celebration one more time, right in Jalen Brunson's face.
Well, the problem is, like, when Reggie Miller did that, they lost the series.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but see, Tyrese is better than Reggie Miller. If Reggie Miller has 0 haters, I am dead.
honestly, I don't know enough about Reggie Miller to form an opinion on him.
It's
Old
not even
NBA
as a
is
player. I've just
completely
seen
not
him
lost on me.
speak like
I
7
don't.
times, and
Oh, I
it
mean,
pisses me off.
he is really bad in the media.
I
I
hate
do
him.
not like him as like an analyst or
He
whatever.
just
I will say
told a
that.
story. Like, I dislike Kobe Bryant as a human, but like he told a
Mhm.
story like about a game against Kobe and was like talking a bunch of shit on him, and it's like, man, you don't need to do that. I don't know. I don't like shit talking dead people and just telling stories that nobody can prove whether they're true or not when a guy's dead and can't be like, well, no, that's not what happened. I don't know. Every Reggie Miller
Very,
story
very,
seems like
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
true. But yeah, so again, by the time this podcast is out, it could very well be Pacers Thunder because
Yep.
something could have happened after we ended recording that ended up the Pacers winning. But yeah, so most likely Pacers Thunder. Moving on to we'll keep it in basketball. Now I'm not sure this is a conversation Geek can contribute too much, but Jakey Boy has completely invested himself in the WNBA this year because it's entertaining and I like it. And I'm
Fair.
coaching my team. They're terrible. They suck. Paige Beckers is good. Whatever. Dallas Wings. Lock in. Especially because they're playing that bum in Chicago today. So hopefully they're winning.
Who the hell's
Are
in
they?
Chicago? I don't know the
Angel
league well
Reese.
enough. Oh, I didn't know she was on the Chicago team. That makes sense.
Okay, Wings are winning by 1. Anyway, let me talk about that bum in Chicago for a second. First of all, because let me just bring this up. Paige Beckers tonight, rookie,
Yeah.
playing her, sixth WNBA game. Paige Beckers, 15, 5, 8, 3, and 3. That's her stat line right now. She's plus 13. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Angel Reese talks just like she's one of the best to ever do it, right? I mean, just endless.
I do want to be fair.
Never.
She doesn't suck. She is poor man's Dennis Rodman.
True.
Because
Yes.
she is the best rebounder in the WNBA. I don't care. Like, she's great at that one thing.
It's really easy when you're missing shots and they just fall back to you.
That's fair. But like, still, it doesn't matter.
She's not even. It's annoying because she's not even the best big man on her own team, and that's the problem. Is she's not even the best at what she does on her own team.
Yeah.
Because Cardoso, fantastic player in South Carolina, 19-7 today. Angel Reese has 4 and 7. She's -3 on the night with 20% field goal percentage. Like, dude, okay.
My favorite tweet I've seen about her and Caitlin Clark as a.
I was gonna bring up the Marcin Gortat.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
It's like if Kobe and Marcin Gortat had a rivalry, and it's so true.
It's not even a rivalry. It would have to be two-sided, and it's not. Caitlin Clark doesn't. She does not care about Angel Reese. Couldn't care less about her actually.
I don't know if that's true, but like fair.
But okay, even if that's not fully true, the difference in the way they talk about each other off the court is very clearly one person has an actual deep dislike for the other, and the other person is like, yeah, like she's annoying, but like.
I think Caitlin Clark views it as a rivalry in terms of when she plays against Angel, she wants to play better.
She does,
like
for the most part. Yeah.
And I know she feels that way going into every game, but I think there's a specific like Angels on the court. I want to look awesome out of spite.
She does,
which like fair enough.
And so like and like anyway, to move off of hating on Angel Reese, because I truly do despise her, and I hope that she'd have no success in the WNBA, and she hasn't so far. Because the Sky haven't won a game this year, and are on their way to another loss. Hopefully, if my Dallas Wings lock in.
My team's on their way to losing in the finals again.
Also, Arike, oh my God, Arike, she is so good. Arike Ogunbowale, oh my God. A positive of the Dallas Wings being terrible so far this year. She's so good. She got 32, 5, and 7 tonight. Unbelievable. But yeah, WNBA talk.
Minnesota Lynx are on their way to losing a second championship. Let's go.
They have the MVP favorite currently.
Courtney?
If you ask me, I don't know what the odds are. No, Nafisa Collier.
Okay.
Is currently. I don't know what the odds are, but she's playing some fantastic basketball. Courtney's good stuff.
I just made a guess because Courtney had a great game. 2 days ago, the last time they played.
Yeah, the Fever cannot win basketball games without Caitlin Clark. Not that that needs to be said, but it's true.
Were they winning
Uh,
that many with Caitlin Clark? As a
yes,
team,
they
don't they
had.
suck?
Yeah, so here's the thing.
It's not a shot
Sophie
at Caitlin Clark.
Cunningham.
That's early
Sophie
LeBron
Cunningham
days.
sucks. She just came. She's coming off of an injury, but they signed her because they wanted somebody to produce offensively out next to Caitlin Clark, and she sucks. She had 2 points in 20 minutes without Caitlin Clark in the game. She had
Ouch.
2 points, 20 minutes in a Caitlin Clark-less game because she's hurt.
That's an ouch.
Lexi Hall is whatever. Aaliyah Boston is disappointing. So yeah, listen, the Fever, they are a playoff team with Caitlin Clark, but they are number one overall pick material without her. So that should tell you how good Caitlin is.
Yeah.
Valkyries, they're the new expansion team. They're terrible.
That happens.
Actually, they're only 2-3, but they got worked by the Liberty today, who are the best team. Although, and we are noticing this, the Liberty have been really, really good this year. They haven't lost a game, I do not think. But we have not seen much of Sabrina Ionescu this year. She's been not very good. She was good tonight.
She wasn't good in the finals either.
The Valkyries. Yeah, she. I don't want to. I don't know enough about the WNBA to call her overrated, but she really has not been good.
She's
so far.
getting that. She's getting that like early Steph Curry treatment, which makes sense because she's just a shooter again. So
yeah, because she's only averaging 15 points a game this year, which like Sabrina Ionescu should be averaging more than that. Like, and she's like a guard. She should be.
No, now that you said that, no, I just realized I am currently wearing Sabrina's shoes.
Oh, are you? Yeah. So Sabrina's shoes are dope.
That's so funny. Sabrina's they were purple. Had to buy them.
Yeah, but she's averaging 30.2 minutes a game and only 15 points. You want better. She should be she's a bona fide superstar. Like, in a 3-point sniper only averaging 15 is not.
Yeah, that's
great.
tough.
Especially if you're the offensive engine of a team. Brianna Stewart is fantastic, though. One of the best players in the world. So you're lucky that you have Brianna Stewart holding down the fort offensively. They're still very good. Like, the team, they just won the finals. Like,
yeah,
team is still very good. But, like,
yeah,
we're noticing.
Right.
Sabrina.
To be fair, Sabrina has, like, her career high was her career high was kind of her rookie year, but doesn't count because she played 3 games. So her real career high was last year, and she only averaged 18.2. So she she has fallen off. This is her second worst season, like, because her actual rookie season was her worst, because she averaged 11.7. But I guess weirdly, she's never averaged that high. The big thing I'm noticing is like her 3-point percentage is way down. She's only shooting 25% right now.
She's not shooting it from behind the arc as well as she normally does. I do know that for a fact.
I think that's the thing that would concern me a little more. But that's just a shooting slump they happen.
Yeah, because even like with Curry, like, I'm not sure Curry's ever had a slump like this where it's down to 25%, but like
over 4 games, he definitely has.
Even Curry, like, when Curry doesn't shoot well, nobody panics. Everyone's just like, okay, well, eventually it'll turn back on.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure Sabrina should be getting the same treatment, and she is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously Paige has been good. She didn't have a great first couple games. Not that Caitlin Clark, though. Like, WNBA rookies don't always perform.
It's
right?
also just a rookie thing. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, most leagues, rookies don't perform right away. That's why you really acknowledge the ones that go crazy immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's your rookie year. I'm not expecting that much out of anybody ever.
Also, the Connecticut Sun, who just made a conference finals last year, are 0-5, have not won a game.
That's crazy.
Because they lost one player to the Fever, and it's completely sunk them. So
that's wild.
One player left, Noah Bonner, left, and they are completely cooked. So
that's crazy.
I guess that says a lot about her impact, because conference finals with her, without her, they haven't won a game yet this year. I also love, not that this is really important, But I love the way the WNBA does their playoff seeding. Love it. Their structure is great. Because WNBA, it's 1 through 8 of just a league, right? Like there's no like they don't split their players off, their teams up by conference, which is I think why the Connecticut Sun maybe made the finals. Um, like as far as I know, like I don't think they do conferences in the playoffs. I think it's the top 8 teams in the league are seeded. I mean, we confirm that, but I think that's true. Um,
I'm not sure how they do seating. I like don't pay that much attention. Not because I'm a hater. I just don't.
yeah, so the top 8 teams in the league, just by regular season records, regardless of conference affiliation, qualify for the playoffs. So then it's just 1, 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5, and then yeah, that's that. Which I
Okay.
think is not saying the NBA should do that, but that's just a cool way that they do things.
Yeah.
In the WNBA, mostly because there's not enough teams to really do that. I think that's probably the main reason why they do it is that each conference only has like what? How many WNBA teams are there? 12, 13?
I think
Like
something like
I feel
that.
like
Yeah.
each conference only has like 6. So if they do top 4, only 2 teams from the conference wouldn't make it. That would just get ugly. I think.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. That's Jake Talks WNBA.
I know you want to bring up hockey, but I'm going to bring it up first.
What, the Oilers are crazy. Yeah.
No, shouts out to my favorite PWHL team, the Minnesota Frost, for winning another championship back to back. I have not watched a single game. I claimed them because they're Minnesota. Also, their colors are like pink and purple, so their jerseys are fucking incredible.
Shout out PWHL stuff.
Yeah.
Love it.
Women's hockey, and Minnesota, shocker, is good at hockey. The Wild are good also, but like kind of good. They just lose in the first round 10 years in a row.
I think the Minnesota Wild might be the only hockey team in Minnesota to not win a championship in the past decade, honestly.
The most cursed team of all time.
College, high school, like literally every level of hockey has probably won a championship in Minnesota because of how good they're supposed to
How
be
do
at hockey.
you lose in the first round 10 years in a row? That's so crazy.
They're consistent, man. They are so
That's
consistent.
crazy.
Yeah, so hockey, great transition. Panthers absolutely work the Hurricanes. Shout out to Maple Leafs for taking the Panthers to 7. Panthers are a lot better than going to 7 games against the Maple Leafs would suggest, but apparently the Maple Leafs were a lot better than we thought they were. Maple Leafs are cooked. The core 4 is probably done. And that's sad because they built this core 4 in the hopes of winning a chip, and they haven't even come close yet. Haven't even made the finals with them. So really tough. Austin Matthews will be around. Mitch Marner's probably gone. He's been talking like he's gone. Tavares, I think, will probably be back. As far as the Panthers go, yeah, I mean, they're just insane. They bullied garbage out of teams. They're physical. They're aggressive. They just score goals. Sergei Bobrovsky, oh my, dude. He is standing on his head. When it counts, he's locked in. He's one of the best goalies in hockey, usually, but he's just been absolutely insane. They've been allowing, I don't think they allowed more than 2 goals. I don't think they allowed more than 1 goal in any single game against the Hurricanes except for the last one, which they ended up winning anyway. And so the Panthers, yeah, they've just been mowing people down, and the Oilers doing the same. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead in a clinching game tonight against the Stars, who have been really good. Mikko Rantanen has been really good. He's been the story of the playoffs. Gets traded to the Hurricanes. Says, "Hey man, I don't want to be here. Can I go somewhere else?" And so they trade him right back to in division with the Avalanche, with the Stars. Comes out and takes down the Avalanche in the first round. Is a key part of them beating them in the series. He has like an insane playoff run. He's the favorite for the Colin Smythe, which is the award for best playoff performer in the NHL. Regardless of if you're the champion or not, you just get the award. Like McDavid won it last year, even though they got beat in the finals. He still won the Colin Smythe. And speaking of McDavid, yeah, they're insane. Oilers currently, I believe, up 3-1. Yeah, they are up 3-1 in the series, but they're also up 3-1 currently. Sorry, 4-2 after 2 periods. In Dallas.
Will this be Connor McDavid's first Is it a finals in
ring.
hockey?
Yes. Yeah, not his first finals. They
Okay.
lost in the finals last year.
Okay.
To the Panthers, so it's a rematch if they go.
Connor McDavid, one of the like 4 NHL players
They were
I know.
down. They were down 3-0 and brought to 7,
Oh,
and then got beat in Game 7 against the
dang.
Panthers. So McDavid is going to be one of the go down as one of the greatest hockey players of all time. Just needs to get a ring under his belt so badly. It's never been his fault, but it just they just haven't gotten it done. He needs a ring badly, but like he's going to be one of the greatest hockey players of all time by anyone's standards.
One of my favorite creators I watch is Canadian, and he was talking about, that's why I know him, is a tech podcast talking about hockey every once in a while, and the just glaze of Connor McDavid, and anytime I see clips, it's like, I get it. I don't even understand hockey that well, but I get it.
One of the fastest skaters ever, just an insane offensive machine. Stuart Skinner, their goalie, is playing really well. Dallas came in with a really hot offense, and he's completely shut them down in this series so far. Both series will be done in 5 if the Oilers.
All right, trainees. Let's say Glenn is a.
What's up?
ESPN's website having ads that randomly scream at you. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So I was like typing something else and loud noises. So sorry to
Stuart
everyone
Skinner
listening to
has
this.
Stuart Skinner's been super good. The story of both the Panthers and the Oilers in the conference finals has just been their goalies locking in and stepping up in the biggest moments, and goalies not stepping up has been the story of it, because Ottinger, who's one of maybe the best American goalie we've got, really has struggled against the Oilers, who have just kind of destroyed them. I mean, the Hurricanes were never really built for this. They got to play a 90-year-old Alex Ovechkin and a pretty young Caps team to get here, so not necessarily their fault that they had to play those guys. But
by the way, fuck the Dallas Stars.
I agree. Not really, actually. I don't really know what they did to you, but
they used to be the Minnesota North Stars, and then they got moved to Dallas. And I think they have won a Stanley Cup, right? Yes, they absolutely have.
I think they have, yeah.
Yeah, so fuck them.
I don't remember when.
They took the team away from Minnesota, and then they get to win? That's some bullshit.
That sounds like a Minnesota thing to happen, though.
Honestly, yes.
Guarantee if you relocated the Vikings, they'd be winning a chip in the next 5 years with JJ McCarthy. So
they're going to any goddamn ways.
Yep.
Hey man, you're the one who's a little bit afraid of JJ McCarthy after seeing clips of him.
Just because he looks like Rodgers and he throws like Rodgers,
but he's not a piece of shit. So.
And he does all the Rodgers meditation pieces and stuff. So.
Hey, as long as you're not a full psycho, all that stuff's good.
I think Kevin O'Connell was just trying to make a mini Aaron Rodgers in the lab, and I don't like it.
Well, all of the JJ stuff happened first. Blame Harbaugh for the mini Aaron Rodgers stuff.
I was gonna say Kevin O'Connell's probably just sitting like in the meetings, like the media thinks we want Aaron Rodgers when I'm just building him myself.
What about better Aaron Rodgers?
JJ's just sitting there like, Coach, I don't know if I want to do all this. He's like, you're gonna do this. You're gonna.
Here's some ayahuasca.
Yeah.
No, actually, don't do that, because that's what made Rodgers bad.
I'm gonna say, yeah. The second he learned about ayahuasca's existence, his career was over.
Yep.
So JJ McCarthy, if you're listening, you should do ayahuasca.
No.
Do it. And everything before it's even begun.
You want to talk baseball and then hit some NFL stuff? If there's anything you really want to say about the NFL, I have stuff I want to say,
really,
but that's because
the MLB.
Yeah.
What's going on in the MLB?
The Rockies are the worst team to ever exist in the history of ever.
Yeah. So at this point last year, the Chicago White Sox wins were in the 20s, and the Rockies
haven't cracked 10 yet. Yeah. They playing right now?
Remember?
No.
They lost yesterday to the Cubs.
No game today?
So yesterday, No.
Okay.
So yesterday, they lost to the Cubs. Like I said, they're 9-47. Last year, reminder: the Chicago White Sox are the worst team in the modern era of baseball, other than the Cleveland Spiders and like the 18 whatever. Last year, they managed to win 40 something games.
The Rockies are on
I think
pace for
it's
27.
Yep, 27.
Every team in the
So-
NFC West has already won 27, which is even worse. Every team in their division has already won what they are projected to win total.
Yep.
Um,
So, not good things.
can I share more
going on.
dumbassery about this team?
Of course.
So, Orlando Arcia, he was a infielder for the Braves.
Mhm.
They just
Yeah, I saw
cut him,
that.
and the Rockies signed him. That doesn't
Mhm.
sound like that big of a deal, right? Except basically his primary position is shortstop. So you just signed a shortstop. When currently the only player in the minor leagues that's playing well for any of your teams is Ryan Ritter, who is a shortstop, who is one of the best defenders in AAA, and he is leading AAA in home runs currently. Just call that guy up instead of signing a 32-year-old shortstop who got cut because over the last 3 years he's just progressively gotten worse. This is stupid. I don't understand the process that this team goes through.
There isn't one.
I don't get it.
There isn't one.
I know.
You can't understand a process that isn't there. It's just like it's
God damn.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so the Rockies are terrible. Shout out to the Detroit Tigers though.
Oh, why are we shouting them out?
Because
I'll go back to the Rockies in a minute.
They have the best. They have the best record in baseball, and Tariq Skubal is an absolute monster.
Skubal is
Tariq
insane.
Skubal threw a scoreless, not hitless, but scoreless, complete 9-inning game, and his last pitch to strike somebody out after pitching over 100 pitches was 102.
Damn. Got that
He's
Justin
absolutely
Verlander
insane.
type stamina.
Yeah.
My God.
So Tariq Skubal is an absolute hoss, and they are rolling. Nobody talks about them, but they have the best record in the league. Like they did as of like 2 days ago.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on now.
They're
The Yankees
currently
are up
2
there.
games better than the
Yankees are up
Yankees,
there.
1 game better than the Phillies, 2 games better than the Cubs,
yeah.
3 games better than the Dodgers.
But yeah, the Tigers' best record in the league. Tariq Skubal is destroying anybody who steps in the batter's box. They're really good and they're young. So I don't know if they'll do anything in the playoffs, but they're young and really good. And Tariq Skubal is going to get paid a ton of money. So that's the Tigers.
Did you see
just
the
wanna shout
clip
them
of
out.
Shohei pitching?
I know he's coming back. I haven't seen it yet.
So he obviously hasn't started yet. I can't remember.
Back to the mound, yeah.
So he was doing a live batting practice session. Oh
Yes, that was
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, he's going to be right back where he was.
Dude, his fastball
something
has
is-
more movement
yeah.
than most people's sliders. That shit's in. He might
Yeah,
throw a
he is
no-hitter his
gonna-
first game back.
He's gonna step right back into like everybody's like, oh yeah, well Shohei's good and all, but let's see what happens when he gets back to the mound. You don't just like lose the ability to pitch. Your stuff might be a little different, and you might struggle to get going a little bit, but like the dude knows how to be the best pitcher in the MLB. Like he does.
Okay, his
So,
catcher could
Bill-
look at this pitch. Just this one pitch. This is all I need to see ever in the history of sports.
But yeah, so Shohei's coming back to the mound. Speaking of good pitchers,
Filthy.
yeah, the Phillies are really good. That's no surprise. They should be good. They got Swore bombs and Brycey and everybody and Bryson Stott's really good. The Jays are exactly 500 as of today. They beat the Athletics 12-0. Because the Athletics stink and have to play in a minor league stadium.
The
so it
Athletics
sucks to be
are
them.
not awful. They're mid. They're
been awful
fun
recently.
bad. They're fun
Recently.
bad.
They've been
Their
they've been
pitching sucks,
they've been
but their
a dumpster
offense is
fire
fun.
Recently.
So
They have not been very fun recently,
that's
as
tough.
evidenced by a 0-run 12-run deficit today
Ooh.
that they got destroyed by the Jays, whose offense is good, but like whoever pitched for them today got railed in like the first few innings. The Jays had 4 homers. through
28
3
to
innings.
4 over the last 3 games is tough.
Yeah, and whoever pitched for them today, like I said, got mashed because the Jays had 4 homers through 3 innings. Shout out to Ernie Clement, George Springer, Bo Bichette, and who's on a tear recently, and and Vladdy, all
So,
homering off of that guy.
what team do you think is so? I kind of want to deep dive into at least our teams for baseball. Who do you think trades for Bo Bichette? Because if you're the Blue Jays, he's walking in free agency probably.
I think due to recent developments, not that they would do this, but the Red Sox are going to be huge on him.
Because
Trevor
Trevor
Story
Story
has stunk
sucks.
recently, and they traded away Xander Bogaerts a while ago. I think the Braves could use him. I think they could certainly use another solid infielder. But I think any team who doesn't have a bona fide superstar at shortstop should be at least in the market for him
Sure.
because he's young and really good.
How do you feel about
I don't
him
know
being
who
a
actually
Yankee
made the
again?
deal.
Not again, but a trade with the
The
Yankees again.
Yankee. I don't see any reason to do it, but I feel like they probably will. Although they have Volpe and Jazz. I don't really know if they need either. I don't really know. Volpe is just Bo Bichette, but younger. Like a young, fun shortstop prospect who's kind of making his way in the majors.
What do the Dodgers have in the
Um,
outfield? I
Mookie.
know that's a weird question. No, because Mookie's played shortstop for 2 years. That's why I'm asking, because you could trade for Bichette and move Mookie back to where he's actually good. They've got Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, and Andy Pajes.
I'm gonna go on a limb so you can kick the third guy out of there and
Right?
and put Mookie in there.
Right?
Um, Tommy Edmonds good, so yeah.
Yeah.
Bichette. It's probably the Dodgers if he gets traded. To be honest,
That'd
they
be
just have all
crazy.
the money and all the assets. So
Because it won't be
why
the
not?
Padres because they have Xander
I would
Bogaerts.
love the Dodgers because everybody in the Dodgers is good apparently, so I can get good player back if we do.
True.
Um,
The
they
Dodgers piss
probably
me
have
off.
the
They
best
develop
chance of
everyone
giving us a
well.
they
Pay everyone.
probably have the best chance of giving us a player that will actually mean something to us in 5 years.
Yep.
Because like if like the Red Sox do it, their farm system sucks. The Rockies don't even want to get into them.
I was going to say the Rockies should do it,
I-
except they can't because they actually have
No,
the one position they
Right.
have that's good is shortstop. So, because Ezekiel Tovar is like our only actual.
well, Bo can play second. Bo can play second. You can toss him in at second.
He's never played another infield position in his life. Not one time.
He can't play second.
Maybe.
Minors, he can't play second.
Okay. I mean, I'd love
Also,
that.
shortstops can play second.
If we're
That's
trading
kinda
for
what
a
happens.
former Rockies child, we should just trade for Jackson Holiday.
Things are not good in Baltimore right now, so I'm sure they'd be listening.
Right.
Things are really
Honestly,
not
as
going
much as
well.
I hate it, because I love Brenton Doyle, but like the Rockies haven't paid him yet. That tells me something. Call up the Orioles and be like, hey, Brenton Doyle for Jackson Holiday, and we'll add some sweeteners if we need to. Thoughts? Because Ada El Amador sucks. He's also only like 21 and should not have been called up this early, but Tyro Estrada getting hurt in spring training really screwed us and forced him to be up early. So he is struggling so hard right now, and it's one of those like, I feel bad for the kid because he shouldn't be here. And that's not a shot at him. It's just he's not ready for the majors yet. And now I don't know if he ever will be because he played for 3 months and was just awful. That can mess with your brain.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as the Blue Jays go, pitching staff has been really good recently. The bullpen was awesome against Texas yesterday. They had a really solid back 3 innings. They held as a pitching staff. They held the Rangers to 1 hit all game, and then beat them 2-0 off of Bo Bichette pinch hit homer. Just by the way, back-to-back homers and back-to-back days for Bo Bichette. Shout out that guy. Not that he'll be a Blue Jay much longer, I'm sure, but shout out that guy. I love him. Vladdy's going to be so sad when he loses his buddy. I don't know what he's going to do.
True.
Those two have been in the system together for years. They love each other. But yeah, I they're the definition of mid, as evidenced by their record. They're 28-28, and I mean, they have their flashes. Like they pummeled the Padres and swept them, or beat them. At least won the series. They just in every game they won the series. I think they lost one, and the games that they did win, they absolutely just smacked them. So I don't know. They're weird and they're mid. But I do think the pitching staff continues to be what it is now. They're gonna have some real success. The offense just needs to match it. So yeah, that's my deep dive in the Jays. Mid, but a lot of potential.
Outside of moving Bo Bichette, which I know you don't really want, it's just probably gonna happen.
It's more of an inevitable thing in my mind. I
don't know if I see the Jays paying him.
They have the money, but I think they'd probably rather invest elsewhere if they have the choice.
Especially because you're gonna have to pay him superstar money, and you're not like he's really good, but you're not sure if you want to pay superstar money for him. Like I get it. Right. I'm also sitting here as a Rockies fan saying we should pay superstar money and more for him just because I want a single good player on my team.
Best player on day one, yeah. So
yeah, dude. And I don't know, the defense with him and Ezekiel Tovar would be kind of awesome.
Good defender.
Throwback always to the Trevor Story, DJ LeMahieu days, where there was just no hits getting through the infield ever. Especially when we had Nolan. But are there any other moves you want to see? Like guys you want them to get rid of? Guys you want them to go try to get?
Probably. Nobody's gonna trade for Anthony Santander's bum ass, but if anybody wants Anthony Santander, that dude can hike it. They signed him to a huge deal, and he's been terrible all year.
What about George Springer?
Springer is too much of a staple culture guy at this point. I think they're just gonna keep him around. He's like the vibey veteran that everybody loves, that keeps the team glued together morale wise. So I think they're gonna, if they traded Springer, even if they got good assets for him, the clubhouse would be very different just because he's such a glue guy. Varsho is the guy I could see them maybe moving. I don't think Varsho's gonna get moved, but A+ defender with some hitting capability. I think if they're gonna sell at the deadline, it's gonna be Bo and maybe Varsho. If they're buyers, I couldn't tell you honestly because I don't know who's gonna be even on the market outside of the Jays. To be honest, I'm not that bought into MLB trade rumors yet. I don't know who other teams are planning on moving or want to move.
You want Ryan McMahon? You can have him for a bag of Doritos. He's great on defense. He can't hit anymore.
I would like to see them get a fifth guy in the rotation.
Okay.
For the top four are really good, but number 5 is to bounce around.
Herman Marquez. Thoughts? He
as the 5 guy
hasn't been great all year, but his last 2 games he's gone 15 innings and given up 2 runs. So
as a number 5 guy, I'm not exactly opposed to that, especially because our number 5 guy has been a rotating mess of prospects who aren't that good.
Oh, can I yell about the dumbassery that is the Rockies one more time before I break down their team?
Sure.
So Zach Agnos just got called up a couple months ago. A couple weeks ago, rather. He is by far our best bullpen pitcher, and he was brought up and given the closer job, and has been specifically been said, you are this team's closer, right? So the other night when we took the Cubs to extras, it was a tie game in the bottom of the 9th, so they brought Zach Agnos in. Fine, he's your best bullpen pitcher. He uses 9 pitches to get through the 9th inning, and they immediately pull him for the 10th and 11th inning for Tyler Kinley, who is by far our worst bullpen pitcher. And then leave Tyler Kinley in when they take the lead in this game. I I don't understand why your closer's coming in a tie game and you're not leaving him out there for more than an inning. And then you're taking him out for the worst pitcher on your that makes no fucking sense. Why didn't you have Tyler Kinley pitch the 9th and 10th so that when you took the lead in the 11th, here comes Zach Agnos. And now the game's actually shut down because Zach Agnos is fucking incredible. Like, we have one real guy who I'm looking at right now who I'm like, yes, give me that guy. He's also got a funny mustache, and that adds something.
Yeah.
But no, Zach Agnos is cool. I just don't understand the way this team is ran. I think
Hard to.
Looking at the Rockies right now, I think there should only be 3 players you're not. 4 if Chase Dollander counts, but he's currently hurt. There's only 4 guys you should not consider moving. Dollander, Ezekiel Tovar, Jordan Beck, who after getting sent back down to AAA and getting called up, he's been sick. And then Hunter Goodman, who I think should get moved to first base. He has been playing catcher. He might be the worst defensive catcher I've ever seen. His bat is so good, though. Just put him at first base. He is not an everyday catcher. It's a rough watch. I think I could steal a base on him. He just can't do it, man. The amount of times guys go to steal and he can't get the transfer from the glove to his hand to even make a throw is insane. It bugs me. But his bat is so good. The only guy I think actually gets traded, though, is Ryan McMahon. As much as they've talked about not trading him, I think it's finally time. You've got to get some assets for some of these guys at some point. But it's also the Rockies who let Trevor Story and John Gray walk for no reason. You could have traded them. I remember Trevor Story being so upset at that. Not because he just wanted out of Colorado so bad, but entirely because he straight up was like, it doesn't make sense. They know I'm leaving. They should have traded me because they know I'm walking. The John Gray one was even more mishandled. He was your ace, one of the 3 best pitchers in your franchise's history, which isn't saying much, but you don't trade him, and then you don't even give him a qualifying offer, so you don't even get the extra draft pick when he signs somewhere else. The qualifying offer, that's not a guarantee you'll pay him. You know he's not going to take it. You do that just to get a free draft pick and to show the fans that you we wanted to keep him, but he chose to leave. You're just gaslighting fans with it. That's what you got to do. It's like what you did with the Nolan Arenado deal. That entire contract was gaslighting fans into saying we wanted him, but we put in a player option so that he could leave, and then we could be like, well, we wanted to pay him, but he wanted to go. But then he picked up the player option because Nolan wanted to be in Colorado forever. Ownership's just stupid. I would love a world where we could trade Chris Bryant for Trevor Story or Nolan Arenado because neither of them are any good anymore. Just bring them back. Swap the contracts and then give them a real player.
Yeah. Also, quick NBA detour.
Ooh.
The game isn't over. The game isn't over yet, but it's pretty much over. Don't look at the box score.
Okay. I just wanted to look at the real score.
Who do you think is the leading scorer for the Pacers?
Is it Nemhard? No. Who else could it be? I'm not going to guess a position because I'll never get it. And Miles Turner do it?
No.
Okay.
I'll just tell you the position is guard forward combo hybrid.
I'm guessing it's not Neesmith because he started off so bad.
Yep, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can tell you his number because I think that'll give it away pretty easily.
It wouldn't because I don't know them well enough, but I don't think I'm getting this one.
He wears 00.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting that.
You might not even know who Benedict Mathurin is, to be honest.
Really? He's their leading scorer? Not good.
23 points. 23 points. Siakam has 15, Halburn has 6.
Yeah. Halliburton missed his first shot. I guarantee it.
It's over. Yeah.
But yeah, they're not scoring 16
yeah.
in 3 minutes.
Any other Rocky stuff before we talk about whatever NFL stuff we are, which probably isn't much, and then
Not much.
wrap?
I don't know. I just I'm going to another game next weekend because it's
Rocky's bad, Geek's sad. That's
yeah. In June they have 2 bobblehead games. They're having a Brenton Doyle and an Ezekiel Tovar bobblehead game. I will be going and I will be getting bobbleheads.
What in the world is the cheapest ticket at Coors Field these days? What are they paying
Not
you
the
to go
cheapest
these
place
at this point?
Actually, Coors is not the cheapest place to go to a game.
It's got to be the A's. They're in a minor league stadium.
The one I saw that was the cheapest was the Rangers. You could get tickets for $3.
They are bad too. I mean, it's got to be just like low double digits for the Rockies.
Let me tell you,
lowest ticket imaginable is probably like 15.
Looking at SeatGeek, it depends on the game.
25 maybe.
Obviously, but like overall, their next home game is versus the Mets on Friday, June 6th. The cheapest ticket is $17. The cheapest ticket for bobblehead day is $20. Cheapest ticket for Hawaiian shirt day is $17. Yeah, the only time it's ever oh no, that's a Nationals game in Washington. But yeah, they normally don't go under single digits at Coors Field. That's because the fans go. Coors Field gets packed, and the biggest reason is the rooftop area that they added a few years ago. That bar does $3 beers from the time the gates open until first pitch. So people pay at the ticket price just as a cover charge to go hang out at that bar.
Most Rockies fans were hammered before the pain even begins.
Yeah.
Nice.
Funny thing, though, the Rockies-Yankees series that just happened, there were more total fans at that series in Denver than there have been at like 6 of 8 home Yankees series. More people went to see them in Denver than they do in New York, and I think that's really funny.
That is.
When there's good baseball, even if it's not the Rockies, Coors is packed. Like,
yeah,
the amount of money they would make if they just put a competent team on the field is ridiculous.
Yep. All right. Well, so we've covered the rest of our sports. We'll close with the NFL. I don't know what topics you had, because I got absolutely nothing.
I was gonna say, you have any Packers stuff? Because they just did, because mini camps have started, like voluntary workouts and stuff.
I haven't seen much. Like I know that Matthew Golden looks good and Jordan Love loves him. And so that's Savion Williams has been good, which is good. They like him as a gadget kick returner kind of guy. Yeah, they're gonna sign Mercedes Lewis, who announced that this year was his last. I think it's just insurance for when Mr. Made of Glass breaks something, and Luke Musgrave is out, and they need a blocker. Which I don't hate it. He's one of the best blocking tight ends in football, always has been. So, like, sure, why not? Yeah, I haven't gotten much out of OTA since then, but I know that Jordan Love likes his new toy, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say, really. The big thing that I care about is, for the first time since his rookie year, Justin Jefferson is at OTAs. Because they're all voluntary. Okay. So normally the veterans don't show up, and Jetta's has never. But I was going to say,
this year. He's got a first-year quarterback like it.
To be fair, last year he did too. Sam Darnold had never played for this team before, and JJ didn't show up. But now that it's JJ McCarthy, he's like, I'm there. Which,
well, I'm also talking about,
that tells me something.
Not like, he's like a year one quarterback in general. Like Sam Darnold has been bounced around and had played a lot.
That's fair.
But I feel like I would be like, hey, it's probably important for me as his top guy to just be there while he throws. Yeah. While he prepares to be a starter.
Build that chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like, yeah, I mean, like,
they've also been hanging out constantly, which I love.
I mean, yeah, two young guys, probably the future of the franchise. No reason to not
Yeah.
try and like each other. You gotta at least try and get to know each other.
But they
And
went
I'm
to
sure
like
that they'll
every
be.
Timberwolves home game in the playoffs together, which is sick. I don't know.
I'm sure Justin Jefferson likes having a guy who isn't just some goofy old white guy as his
Right?
quarterback. He can actually hang out with.
Yeah.
Now he's just got like a down to earth, college kid.
I hate it. I am getting myself way too hyped for a season that I know is going to be good, but not great. Like,
You can't expect the world out of him, but like that
it's not even
you
out of
know
him.
what you
I just think
got.
the team is so fucking good. It's like, literally,
Yeah.
the way I'm looking at it is like the offensive line is better. So all I need is for JJ to be mediocre in big time moments, and we are one of the 3 best teams in football. That is all I need. Again, barring injuries and blah blah bullshit, right? Like, if all things equal, even equal to last year, all I need is for JJ McCarthy to be able to hit a throw in a big game, which, unlike Sam Darnold, I know college and NFL are different, but at least JJ has played in a big game in his career. Like, Sam Darnold never played in a college football playoff game. JJ's played in 2 national title games. He's at least been under the lights. You know what I mean? Didn't Michigan lose year 1? Didn't they lose one and then win one?
I thought it was Cade McNamara.
I thought it was JJ. Hold on.
I thought it was McNamara with JJ sitting.
It could have been.
Because Cade then went to Iowa.
JJ McCarthy.
I can't remember. Maybe. They did lose one to Georgia.
Yeah, I thought that he played in both, but I might have been wrong. Now I want to check. Obviously, he played.
Either him or McNamara.
I mean, he started 14 games in 2022 when they lost, so I would assume he played. Okay, that was Georgia, right? 2022.
I think it was Georgia. That was the second Stetson Bennett year before he got drafted.
Oh no, that was Georgia Bama. 2022 was. Did they only make it to one
last year? I don't
Did they lose early? Yeah, okay.
TCU,
they lost early to
did
TCU.
that.
You're right. Yep.
And then TCU got absolutely murdered by Georgia. Murdered.
Yeah.
That was the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. You're right.
I think that might have even been Cade. To be honest.
Now I'm trying to figure it out because I'm intrigued.
I think that might have been Cade because Cade was
Yeah.
Michigan. I
Michigan.
don't think JJ was there. I'm almost positive Cade was the one who threw the pick 6 against TCU.
I just want the stats, you freaks. That's Stetson Bennett, who's throwing the ball for the other team. Nobody? Okay. No, okay. Cade started, JJ played, and was the only guy to produce anything for their offense. Because Cade had thrown 2 interceptions. JJ came in, threw a bunch of incompletions. Shocker, the guy who didn't play a lot gets thrown into a playoff game and goes 7 of 17. But he threw a touchdown. So,
W.
Yeah, hey. But again, all I need is for him to be mediocre in big moments, and like this is a real football team.
Yeah.
Like, it is a real thing where we are not asking that much out of him to make us a good team. Hey, can we score 15 points in a playoff game? Because then we'll win. Can we just hold the ball for more than 12 minutes? Like, that was the biggest thing, is all the 3 and outs. Like, JJ, can you complete 1 pass per drive, please? So that our defense can get some rest even.
Yeah. If the Bears are what they're supposed to be this year, the NFC North is going to be murdering each other.
We thought the NFC North was bad last year. This could go crazy.
The Bears could actually be functional this year, so that could be bad.
This could go crazy. So you making the JJ looks like Aaron Rodgers joke has me saying, damn, that's tough. They gave the Bears to their new owner in week 1. That's tough. JJ is going to take over that role, I think. At least that's what I'm going to keep saying.
The Bears are bad. Jake is happy.
That's fair.
The one team that I in our division that I consistently wish nothing good for.
Now I want nothing good
So.
for the Lions because Lions fans make me
It's true. They're the worst.
irrationally angry.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our NFL talk.
Gonna say, did anything else happen
about
anywhere?
No, not really.
Oh,
We
Stephon
will have
Diggs is
more
in
NFL
trouble.
talk. Yeah, whatever, dude.
He was seen on a
Calm
boat
down,
with
man.
some drugs. He wasn't the one
He's on the Patriots.
having
He's
drugs,
irrelevant
but,
now. Doesn't need to be.
I swear I saw something else, but I don't know. James Cook isn't at OTAs. Shocker. Guy who wants a contract, not showing up to voluntary things. Wow.
Right. But yeah, I believe that's all we got for NFL talk. Hopefully we'll have more for the mailbag next week when people ask actual questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Run North podcast, even minus Miller. If you are listening on Spotify, give us a rate, give us a review. That would be fantastic. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.